I don't know. I should have been the president. I just want to start off saying that because the attention, the type of attention, being the person who I am that I get is very much most of the time it's unwanted attention. Attention that we don't be asking for. You know, I'm at the point in my life where now I'm 40 years old. I used to like social media was so bad that like it's good. It's not good for nobody. You lose a lot of your what you're supposed to do in your personal life to social media if you own it, if you let it control you. But I haven't got to the point where I've transformed so much as a human being that stuff like that I really don't give a damn about. But back to the unwanted attention and me. I should have been president. And I know, like sometimes when I make these videos, I'm not too articulate on what I'm trying to say. But guess what? My North Node is a Gemini, and then Vedic astrology is Taurus. But we're gonna stick with Gemini for now, okay? My North Node is in Gemini, and I'm not gonna say too much about that. If you know what that is in North Node, then you know what it is, okay? People need to start doing their research, but they don't need to do. I'm not gonna say too much, but if you know, you know. But the type of attention I get when I try to speak on something, a lot of people when I express myself, this is why I don't say a lot. I know a whole lot, but people that are they say what they say in tarot or call high priestesses, they know a whole lot, but they don't say a whole lot. They keep a lot of stuff. It's like that they have a book or many books downloaded in them. They know a lot of things, and sometimes people being high priestesses, they have so much information in them and knowledge and wisdom that sometimes when they say something, whether that be talking to themselves or talking to God or expressing themselves to other people, they don't know that they surprise themselves because they didn't even know that they knew what they knew when they said it, you know. And I feel like that this is why a lot of times I keep things to myself because I'm not too big on articulating myself when it comes time for me to express myself, especially when I can say, for instance, for a good example, I can say like when a situation happens with me that's unjust, that a person or a people, a group of people, because usually the kind of person I am, I attract when I'm getting done wrong. It's not one person. It's always a group of people. It's always more than two that attacks me. And people, when I say that right there, other people, so certain groups of people are going to get it, and it's going to be a whole bunch of people that's not going to understand what I'm talking about right now. Being who I am, only other people with me saying that they know. Oh, I know what she's talking about. I know exactly what she's saying. I know exactly where she's coming from. They're gonna understand. But for everybody else, they're not gonna get it, and that's not my problem. It's just not my problem. But this is why a lot of times I don't articulate things. I keep it to myself because I found that the experiences I've had when I did try to articulate things to people, I noticed that, especially if I'm in person with somebody and I'm expressing myself, if they're right there in front of me and I'm talking to them, it does not come out the way it's like I'm thinking it, but it's not coming out the way I would like it to come out. It's not. I feel like it's not being said the way I want it to be said. Some people understand what you're saying. They just don't give a fuck about what you're saying. It could be those cases too, but I feel like most likely me being so misunderstood, people do not understand me. They don't understand what I'm saying. They just don't get who I am and why I do the things I do. And that's not my problem. That's a problem for somebody else to try to figure out if they could figure it out. But back to what I was saying about being who I am and that I should have been president. I feel like a lot of situations, like I said, being 40 years old, the things that I've experienced, I always attract being who I am. Keep this in mind. I keep saying being who I am. And I'm going to put heavy parentheses, quotations around that being who I am. Okay. Eventually, with me talking and on this video, people will definitely get it. Okay. Whoever it's meant for it to resonate with and understand. You do not want, sometimes you get the attention that you don't ask for, the unwanted attention, and it makes you not want to deal. We're in the last days. It makes you not want to deal with society because you try to go out and make friends. You try to go out and you don't try to be nice. The kind of person that I am, you have a big heart. It don't matter what people put you through, no matter what your experiences was, how life was in the past. Yes, we still think about things that's happened to us because a lot of people being in human form, you're going to remember things that traumatize you. I think that's in a human nature to remember things that traumatize you. It's stuck with you for the rest of your life. You just can't help but from time and time again. I notice like when I run water in the bathroom or in the kitchen, washing my hands or something like that, but just turning on the water. I guess just my senses, because I have a sixth sense. I'm an empath, I'm a mystic. It's a lot of things about me, and I'm still coming into my gifts. Being at this very given moment, I'm still learning things about myself. But what is going to happen, I am going to master myself. But I notice a lot of times what I've realized is that when I think I learned this last year, when I turn on water, it's something about water. With me listening to it or hearing it run, stuff just come out of nowhere. It could be old experiences I've had that were traumatizing. It could be things that God is showing me. He's showing me, he's giving me a download. Because sometimes I ask a question and I'm just, just talking to him and I'm cleaning up, I'm sweeping the floor or mopping or whatever. And I ask him something about a situation. And I'll just keep cleaning up because that's how, especially if you're in a quiet area and you just minding your business and you talking out loud to God, you usually get a response because you're in a place where you're talking to him and it's in a quiet area. He's gonna say something back. And so like I said, sometimes water is running and sometimes it's not. But I do actually notice that like when I run water, just the sound of the water, I guess, it does something. And all of a sudden a lot of these memories start rolling back in from things I haven't even thought about that happened 10, 20 years ago to me. And sometimes it's traumatizing. Sometimes it make me laugh, but most of the time I feel like it's more trauma than it is situations that I've experienced that made me happy or made me smile. Then other times the water is running. I hear water. I hear the sound of one running water, and God will give me a revelation. He'll give me what they call a download or an epiphany. And then I'm like, you know what? I need to, and sometimes it be so much information that I'm receiving. It's like a information overload. It's overwhelming. Like I just said before, the kind of person I am, the gifts that God has given me, and there's multiple gifts that He's given me, being who I am. It's in you. It's not on you. You just be knowing things that you don't even know that you knew. And I just wanted to sit here and record myself talk. Because sometimes I feel like when I'm just talking to myself, I feel like there's nothing wrong with doing that. Because people used to say, like, long time ago when I was growing up as a child, I raised myself. Okay. I didn't have a father. Someone told me he died when I was 3. And the only person that was raising me was the person that was abusing me, which was a narcissist. Was supposed to be somebody that was my mom. Okay. And you you don't she used to say that people that talk to themselves or I used to hear her throw it in there. My brother used to go run. He was a tourist. He'll go run, tell her when we were younger. Claudia, she's in the bathroom talking to herself again. And I hear him tell her that. And when you're a kid, you don't care if somebody hear you, because kids don't have a chill. They usually say what they thinking, okay? And you have to, train them. You can't do that. You can't just say everything that you feel, because sometimes kids say things that be mean as hell, all right? But it be the truth. Just like The delivery is messed up, but it be true, you know. So he used to go around and tell her I will be in the bathroom talking to myself in the mirror. And I used to do that a lot when I was a child, talk to myself. I still do it now. So that's something. Some things don't ever change, but some things they do change. And I feel like for a long time, being who I am, I always knew that it was something different about me. And no, I'm not crazy. But my point I'm trying to make, and I feel like that whoever is listening to this video, they know what I'm going to get to talking about that. The narcissist made me to think that, she made up these stories. Narcissists are always lying about something, okay? They never really tell you the truth. They give you a half story or just a blatant lie. It's a flat out lie. She would tell us stuff. I can remember her saying it, and I don't know why she talked to my mom. We're gonna get off this subject in a few minutes, but it's just the point I'm trying to make. She would say that, I know a lot of people that used to talk to themselves, and people that talk to themselves, they say that they crazy. And I used to not just hear her say it, but I used to hear I could be just watching TV and I'll hear, or just people I'm at work with, they'll say that she talking to herself. Oh, it's something wrong with her. Those are people that God did not, He definitely did not handpick them to do something for Him. Okay, people that are very quick to judge. And I used to hear people say like, all of us used to be karmic at once, but I feel like the people that did used to be karmic at once, that's because they didn't know who they were, and they went through things that were traumatizing. And a lot of times that we go through life experiences that are bad, I don't feel like that. I'm gonna speak for myself because I can't speak for everybody else. It's not your fault because you were raised by a person who they knew who you were at birth, and so they set you up. But God was using all that for your betterment. Okay, just know that if anybody's coming for you and you chosen, just know that whatever the devil is using that person for to try to destroy you, they ain't doing nothing. But all of those people are doing for you is being a step stool for what God wants you to really be. He's molding you into what He wants you to be. So if somebody is saying that everybody used to be a karmic before, you can say that. That may be true, but in reality, if you came here as a chosen being, you was born like that. You came here, and God used that human body, but you a spirit. My planet is not Earth. Okay, you came here as a chosen being. If you did anything that was karmic, or it was because it was the way your life experiences were that made you do things that you shouldn't have done. Okay, and I can definitely say I've owned up to those things. Okay, but I can definitely